This is Dan Blake right now. I'm about to interview Mike Ekundayo right now. What you saying, Mike? You alright? Yo, so this is Dan Blake here for RadioKingOnline.com and Dan Blake TV YouTube channel. I'm here with an MMA fighter. You know, I've come to the gym today and he goes by the name of Mike Ekundayo. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's brilliant, man.
Welcome to my gym.
Thank you, man. It's good to be here just in the presence, you know, of the gym, as you can see. We just got all, you know, we got where it really goes down and really happening, man.
This is where the grind happens for real. This is where the grind happens.
Yeah. How's your session been today, man?
It was tough. Yeah. Tough the whole day. Started off today training in Brixton. Started off today training in Brixton. Team Red Dragons. Did pads work with my coach.
Okay, brilliant.
He worked me hard.
Yeah.
Went home, slept, came back to the gym. Then my next coach in here, he worked me hard as well.
Wow. So how many coaches you got at the moment while you train?
Main coaches, I'll say, got like 3 main coaches. I've got Brad Pickett, who's one of my main coaches. Mickey Pappas, who's the head coach of this gym. And then in Team Red Dragons, I've got Julian Howe, who's my striking coach, Muay Thai coach.
Okay, all right. So this like, you know, one of the people that's new to the MMA sport, because I really want to promote the culture of the sport, because, you know, young sportsmen like yourself are really, you know, passionate about what you're doing on the come up, man. So tell us the components of MMA, like, you know, what
it consists of.
Yeah, what it consists of.
Like the main ones I'll say is boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and Muay Thai, kickboxing.
Brilliant.
So, those are like the 4 mains, but there's others as well that you sort of have to get good at to round off your game. You can't just be limited. You have to know a bit about everything.
Okay. Did you, like, you know, with all of those kind of different dimensions, did you look at all those individual kind of areas of sport and like kind of analyze them before you got into it? Yeah,
I try. Even now, I'm always, my mind's always in it. My mind's always in it. So I'm breaking down each one. So the boxing part of it, I'll break down. The BJJ, I'll break down. Look at people that just do pure grappling. Break down, see what I can put into my game and use it how I can use it for MMA. Muay Thai, I'll break that down a lot as well. Wrestling as well, definitely. Wrestling, you can argue and say that wrestling is one of the most important. Out of everything I've named, you can argue that wrestling is the most important out of everything I've named. Basically wrestling just controls where the fight takes place. Basically, if you don't want it to go to the ground, you can use your wrestling defense to not make it go there at all. And keep it standing. But if you want it to go to the ground, you're going to need wrestling to take it to the ground. No one's just going to fall down and say, I'll go step into your world. No one's going to let you do that. So you need wrestling to control where you want it to take place in a way. And it's really important. This gym is good for wrestling as well. It's well known for its wrestling.
Okay, that's brilliant. So, you know, you talk about, you know, wrestling and boxing. So who are some of the people that you looked at coming up, like boxers and...
Boxers?
That you kind of looked at for some, you know, kind of light inspiration.
I'll just say Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd, the defense. The defense. The being able to hit and not get hit at the same time. That's builds you'll last long in the sport. If you're able to not take as much punishment, because it is a hard sport. You can take a beating at times, but if your defense is on point, you last long. Just take Floyd for example. He's Asian a bit, but he's still on top. He was still on top of his game. Sharp, still sharp.
So what about like wrestlers wise? Any wrestlers that you looked at for?
Wrestlers, that's more recent that I've started looking at wrestlers individually and how good they are. And
any names?
Can't really name any. That's still brand new. There's only the other day that I started like watching pure wrestlers and trying to break down their game. But that's quite brand new because there's so much different things. It's breaking down each one takes time.
Takes a while.
Takes time.
Brilliant. Okay, how did you like, you know, get into the sport? What made you want to be a, you know,
fighter? What made me get into the sport?
What made you want to be a fighter?
I just always liked fighting. I don't know why. I just always liked the scrap. School days, I'll say it was. School days, I just loved to fight. We used to fight all the time, everywhere. I don't know, like PE, football, someone makes a bad tackle, a fight would just break out. It wouldn't be anything personal or too deep like that, but a fight will break out and then that's it. That's the end of the football game.
Okay, so you're fighting from young, like you got into the sport. Like, what's the discipline like? Tell us about the discipline to do this kind of sport. What kind of discipline you need, man?
You have to be really disciplined, like proper discipline, proper dedicated to it as well. Because, like I said, there is so much different things to learn. You have to be dedicated to break down each one. Dedicated to put time into each one. Dedicated with your diet as well. That's really important. Everything you have to dedicate so much time into it, because there's no point in doing it and being mediocre at everything. To master everything, it's gonna take time, so you have to be dedicated to it. I still myself feel like I'm brand new to the game. I feel like I'm brand new to the game. I can learn off anyone, but
yeah, man, discipline, it's important, man. Like, so,
really important.
Yeah, so is there any influences in the MMA industry of, people that
are disciplined?
Yeah, like you just think that you kind of look at their style of discipline and kind of bring it into your style?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. But right now, I'll say just Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, the way he sees the game it just seems a bit different to everyone else. The way he breaks down the game, like, he will say it himself as well. He'll say, I'm insane to it. He'll say, I'm insane to the game. Like, and he don't really care he don't care how he looks to other people. Like, he'll say he's obsessed with it. That's how I feel I am. I'm obsessed with it, but I'm just at an earlier stage. Yeah.
So how many fights have you had? Well,
I've had 3 semi-pro MMA fights.
Yeah.
Semi-pro MMA.
I watched one. Is it with Chris Hayes?
Chris Hayes. Yeah, that was my debut.
Yeah, and I see. It was an interesting fight. You got him in like a submission lock. And,
rear naked choke.
Kind of, finished him off there. Like, what was that fight like for you? Like, it's filmed.
That fight was surreal. It was my first fight. Yeah. It was the first competition I've ever had. Yeah. But it didn't feel like I was going in there to fight. Because it was all the way up in Norwich. Because it was all the way up in Norwich. I went there with 3 of my training partners, and it was like a 3-hour drive as well. So yeah, we went up there. It just felt like a day trip. It just felt like a day trip out to Norwich. But on the way there, I was thinking, I'm actually fighting. Like, someone's gonna try and punch me, but it feels like I'm taking it easy. Even when I got into the cage, even warming up. Didn't feel anything, didn't feel any nerves. Walking into the cage, didn't feel any nerves, didn't feel anything for the whole time. I think it was only until he walked into the cage and I was like, wow, like, this is real. Like, I was like, this is real, this is actually a fight. But yeah, and then just felt comfortable and then just did my thing. Yeah. Then ended up with getting my hand raised.
Yeah, brilliant.
Like it should go.
Yeah, so, leading on. So, when like, you're about to prepare for a fight, like, what kind of fighter are you? You're a man that, like, are you talking trash talk? Are you just calm, relaxed? Are you playing, like, your favourite music, like, going crazy to get adrenaline and stuff like that? What kind of persona? And if there was, like, a press conference, like, what kind of persona will you put across, like, when, in a head-to-head kind of thing?
I don't know. I will have to be
when you get in that situation.
Yeah, I have to be in that situation to know. Yeah. None of my fights will be big enough for a press conference yet. Yeah. But it will get to that stage at a point. Yeah. But, the way I prepare for fights, I'll just say I'm just trying to learn. Yeah. Every day I'm trying to learn. I'm not even thinking about what he's doing. Yeah. I'm not even thinking about how he's training or whatever. I'm just trying to get better as a mixed martial artist. And that's what I feel is just productive. Like, if I'm just learning every day, I don't really mind about what he's doing. Yeah. He can be doing whatever, I don't care. That will just make me feel comfortable. Yeah. It'll make me feel comfortable. Not let any day go to waste. Yeah. Not let any day go to waste. Every day has to be productive. Every day I have to be learning something. Every day has to be productive. And then I feel when I walk into the cage, I walk in with a different confidence. Yeah. That gives me the confidence that I know that there was nothing more I could do. I did everything in my power to do, preparing for it. So I'm just gonna go in there and just let it flow, do my thing. Let it flow, do my thing. I don't care what he does. It's just gonna flow. Just gonna flow.
That brings me on to your up and coming fight in York Hall.
Yeah.
Tell us about Bethnal Green, right?
It's a big venue. It's an iconic venue. Yeah,
I've been down there a few times. It's really iconic. So much different fights have gone down there. A lot of people, as they're coming into the game, York Hall is definitely a destination where you want to, be getting your fights in. Like, you excited? Tell us a bit about that fight, the opponent, everything. Tell us a bit about that, the date.
Yeah, well, I'm fighting on WFS.
Yeah.
WFS 5, so it's quite a brand new promotion. But it's doing its thing in the UK. It's like leapfrogging other promotions that's been there for a lot longer. Yeah. So I fought on WFS before. I fought on their second show. Yeah. I got my hand raised there as well. Got the win. So and then now I'm fighting on WFS 5, which is in February the 13th.
Yeah, brilliant. So tell us about your opponent.
My opponent, he's more experienced than me. I think he's had like 10 or 11 fights, I'm not sure. But he's taken wins, he's taken losses, as you do in MMA. But I don't know, he hasn't fought in a while as well. But like I said before, I'm not really thinking about too much about him. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to get better every day. I've got like five and a bit weeks left. I'm just making sure that those 5 and a bit weeks is productive. I'm not really minding what he's doing. Yeah. Don't care how he's training. I just care how I'm training.
So you got 5 weeks left of the training camp. Just tell us, so how many days a week you come into the gym and training?
How many days a week?
Yeah, well, for the people that's coming into MMA and want to know,
the lifestyle.
Don't have to go into detail about your fight training, but how many days a week you come in and get it in?
Well, I feel like I live this. Yeah. I live this every day. I'm training. Yeah. I feel like I live this. But physically in the gym, I'll say I'm in the gym 6 days a week, twice a day, 4 or 5 hours a day. So I basically live this. That's 6 out of 7 days in a week.
So that I just want to talk about the transition periods, because boxers, MMA fighters, and just people in sports, as they come up into the game, it's like they're in a stage where they're coming up, they may be working, a job to pay the bills while they're training. That crossover stage, how do you feel at this stage where, you're doing your thing, you're semi-pro, you're not quite there yet to be pro. What's this stage feel like for you in life in general? For other people that's going to be in this similar stage, what would you say to them, and how are you feeling about this stage at the moment? This is you're on your nourishment stage, right? Your nurturing stage.
It's tough. It's always going to be tough. As with anything, it's always going to be tough. But I feel like MMA is like a catch-22, because you need to work and pay your bills and do all these things, buy clothes or whatever, buy food. You need to work to do that. But at the same time, you need to train to be good at your craft. So it's a catch-22 in a way where the more I work and have money, the more money I have, the less I'm going to be training. Yeah, of course. But the more I train, the less I'm going to work and have less money. So you have to find a balance. But it's a catch-22. But you just have to just get by and try and make do with what you have. Keep a positive mindset. And push through it, because you will get to this stage where you start making money from it, and then you're reaping the rewards back from it. But at this stage, it's a struggle. It is a struggle. I can't lie, it is a struggle. But you just have to just ride it, get through it.
So when you see yourself, what's the aim to turn pro? When's the time that you feel you're ready to turn pro?
I'm gonna be fighting on WFS on the 13th of February. Yeah. Hopefully, God willing, I get my hand raised 4-0. Then next, if I'm not too hurt or whatever, I'm gonna fight on Rock 2, which is a show that's run by Mickey Pappas and Brad Pickett, my coaches in my gym. Yeah. So I'm gonna fight on that. God willing, I get my hand raised again.
Yeah.
So that'll take me to 5-0 and then semi-pro, and then hopefully by the end of the year, turn pro.
Turn pro, wow, amazing. That's great stuff, man. So 2016, that's one of the goals to turn pro.
Yeah.
I do like a world music show as well, like as well as the MMA, the fighting and stuff. I want to know like what do you listen to while you're training? You like what kind of music from artists around the world are like? Are you messing with music wise and stuff?
Music wise, I listen to everything.
Yeah.
I listen to a bit of everything, but mainly it'll be like hip hop.
Yeah.
It'll be like hip hop, but UK. Yeah, it'll be like American hip hop, and then UK rap and grime. Like I don't know why.
From them genre that you're listening to.
I don't know why, but I'm a big fan of grime recently. It's just recent, but yeah, I'm a big fan of grime. And I'll say like Stormzy's like the main guy that I listen to. Like he's just talented. Yeah. He's talented, and it's inspiring.
Yeah.
Even as an MMA fighter, seeing what he's doing in music is inspiring. Like I'll come to the gym and then start training on the next thing because I'm seeing what he's doing on the music scene, and I'm trying to emulate it in the fighting thing.
So like American hip hop wise, like who you feeling from the States and stuff?
American, can't lie, it's mainly UK that I listen to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I listen to a bit of Drake, J. Cole, bit of Kendrick.
Yeah.
But not hardcore.
Yeah.
I'm mainly into the UK rap and the UK grime scene.
Okay, cool. So I've got a question for you though. So if you had to, I ask a lot of people this here. If you have to leave if you had to evacuate right now, and you had to go to space, nothing. You're going space right now, You got the car that's gonna take you. You got my man here gonna drive you there to space, and you got one album that you can listen to before you leave Earth for good. Like, what would that album be? Like, just to define your life on planet Earth before you go. After these times there, you've won all the fights, all the titles, everything. And you got one car ride before you're going to live in space with all the bosses. Like, what's that album that you're gonna have in the car?
One car ride.
Yeah, with that one album. And I'll give you one album, but before you go to space, you listen to the album, and then you go and see a show. So whose show you gonna go and see to define your life on Earth?
Whose show would I go and see?
The album that you're gonna listen to in the car, and the show that you're gonna go and see as well before you go to space.
No,
it's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Just on instinct. And a show that you'll go and see.
I don't know why, but Drake is in my head. Drake is in my head. Yeah, a bit of Drizzy.
Drake show.
Yeah, and the Drake show as well. I was there when he came as well. It was mad.
Yeah, so it was
mad.
Yeah, be reliving that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a fighter, it's a glamorous thing. You know what I mean? It's a confidence thing as well. Does it help with in life in general? This kind of training help with your general confidence in life itself. You know what I mean? Does it? What do you think fighting does for people that learn how to fight? What do you think it does?
I think the people that really know how to fight.
Yeah.
It humbles you. Like, if you get into situations and you're like, already you can beat someone up if you really wanted to.
I've always wanted to know that philosophy. Obviously trained fighters that really know how to, damage people.
That really know how to do it, not just people that just train or whatever.
Just really,
people that really know how to do it. I'll say, you get into situations, it's long, because you know already what you can do, so it's just long for the person. So that's how it was with me anyway. I feel like I'm humble. I know I can do whatever to whoever. Yeah. But I'll just be humble and try to avoid it.
Interesting philosophy. So what about, as a fighter also, the girls, man, the girls are impressed by that kind of stuff. So what's happening with you, man? Are the girls always hollering and stuff, they might, man, I'm impressed by what you're doing in the ring, tell us a bit about that attention you must get, man,
Well, yeah, they holler, but you just have to stay dedicated to it, I guess if you get sidetracked, that's sidetracking you from your goal at the same time as well. You're living the lifestyle a bit too early. You're living the movie a bit too early, so just stay on the right path. Obviously speak to people and socialise, but make sure you're on the right path and don't deviate from it.
Okay, so that's about like aspirations to possibly like, you know, in the future, you know, you talk about MMA, you know, UFC is massive, you know, around the world. Is that a company you can see yourself with in the future?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm getting signed to the UFC.
You heard that right?
I'm getting signed to the UFC.
You heard it right here, you know.
I'm getting signed to the UFC. There's no.
What's the plan? What's the plan? That plan that you said in action, and then sign to the UFC, or another developed plan to make that
What's
happen?
that?
We were saying earlier about the plan in 2016, yeah. To turn pro.
I don't know. I haven't really thought of a date. It's gonna happen at this time, but I just know it's happening. Don't know when exactly, but it's definitely happening. The way I train, it can't be denied. The way I train, it can't be denied. Only I can say no to the UFC.
Yeah.
Basically, I can say no to the offer, but the offer's gonna come. The offer's gonna come. The hours I put in, I can't be denied. There's no way I can't be denied. I'm getting signed to the UFC.
Okay, brilliant.
The plan is bigger than that. The plan is bigger than that. But
you see, you're undefeated fighter right now. I want to know how like mentally, like obviously, I'm not trying to jinx you or nothing, but like if you were to lose a fight, like have you come close to losing a fight? And if you were to lose a fight, how do you think you'd bounce back from that? Like, what's your mentality on defeat? Like, you know what I mean? Or do you even think that? Do you ever think like that at all? I try not to think like that. Yeah. I try not to think like that. I always like to stay positive. Yeah. I always like to think, I'm gonna win this fight. Yeah. I'm gonna get my hand raised. But at the same time, I'm not silly. Like I know I could get caught in whatever. And in my second fight, I did get caught in a submission. Yeah. What was that feeling like at the time?
I just thought, oh my days, like I'm about to lose this fight in front of all my friends. I thought, oh my days, and I was winning up until that point. And then I got put in the submission. Yeah. I thought, oh my days, and then somehow I don't know, I got out of it. Then started hitting him until the round was over, and then I did end up winning. Brilliant. But yeah, that was the closest I've ever came to losing it. But that just humbles you at the same time as well, because I feel human in a way. I still feel human.
Brilliant stuff. That's great. So just quickly tell us about like, you know, your background and that, like what country you from and stuff, man. What's your heritage and stuff like that, man?
Well, yeah, I'm full Nigerian. Yeah, full Nigerian.
Like brothers, sisters.
Yeah, I got a younger brother and I got a younger brother and an older sister.
Okay, brilliant stuff, man. Yeah, so just promote the social media so people can catch you and stuff, man. Like just to keep up to date with what you're doing, man. That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, limitlessmike_1.
Brilliant stuff, man.
This is Mike Ekundayo. You're listening to Dan Blake. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure you check out my fight on February 13th at the York Hall.